shop, slick side repair. And the heater always turns on. And this is my Chevy 2500. I bought this from the company I used to work for. It didn't have the welding skid in the back or any of the compressor or toolboxes. I just set that in there. But if you guys remember from an old episode, we went to Buffalo and we picked up a utility box for this pickup. My plan is, I got a Saturday and a Sunday here to get that bed swapped out, get some of these tools moved into it. I'm gonna have to rework this welding skid to fit in the bed. And I want to leave that air compressor in there all the time, maybe be able to take the welding stuff in and out. But that's my plan. So first things first, I need to pull this skid out of here, start busting this box and bumper loose off the back of this pickup. So this is a 2018 Chevy 2500, 6-liter gas. Let's talk about a couple of the things that need to come off. I need the rear bumper off. So let's see here. Man, these are very weird bumper mounts. It's almost like you take all the plastic off of the bumper, and then you can take those bolts off. Where does that bracket get to? It goes up in there somewhere. So I probably need to pull these bolts, get that bumper off. And then, let's see. I'm gonna need to get to the box bolts. Looks like they're way up inside of there. We got one there. And then we've got a couple there. I'm gonna have to probably cut my running boards. I don't think they're gonna work very good with that utility box, so they're probably gonna get cut right here at the back of the cab, which is fine. Then I still have a running board. I used to like them because I could step on here and then get in that toolbox. But obviously I won't need that anymore. Other things I need to get out. Fuel neck, I can do that from the top side. That's a trailer plug that goes up in there. And then the B&W is gonna have to come off too. Doesn't make much sense to have it with that service body. I might try to leave it underneath there just in case someday I ever put a box back on, but probably just gonna take it out of there so it's not in my way. But let's get after it. Got the long forks on the skid steer. I think I've got everything undone on the pickup. I've got this strap ran across here. Long fork should slide right underneath that toolbox. That should be enough to pick this thing up and get it weaseled off of here. Let's see what I can do. thought I had this toolbox bolted in. But I'd say it's just self-tappers. These bolts here aren't going through the bed, so that is not gonna hold. I better regroup here. Okay, 2 Bessie clamps. It's probably kind of unorthodox here, but it'll hold. Or it won't, I guess. I don't really want to go to the trouble of bolting this toolbox down, because as soon as I get this bed off here, I'm going to take this toolbox out and it's going to go down by my firewood processor to put chainsaws in. So let's give this a try. Well, that didn't go too bad. Man, is it dirty underneath there. I should back this thing out and wash it off before we get started. Maybe I will. I think I'm gonna get this blown off with the old leaf blower too. Try to start a little bit cleaner so I don't have the damn pickup raining on me the whole time. I took those bolts out of that bumper, but it didn't act like it wanted to come off of there. I think it's just jammed in there. So, oh, wait a second. I see another bolt down below through the actual receiver hitch. So that's why it didn't come out of there. But we're making headway. So I got it washed up. Looks a lot better. Still some rocks here and there, but that'll work. Looks like I missed a little back here, but my hose wasn't long enough, so that's the way it goes. I've got a spool of wires here that looks like it's for a spare trailer plug that I'm gonna take out of here. I'm gonna run this style plug on it. I've got another cord for that trailer plug that was in the box. It's teed in right here too. I don't know what the heck they had going on there. So I'll get rid of that. Pull the B&W ball off. Pull that fuel neck off. I got the one with the service bed, and like I said before, it came off a 2018 Chevy too, so that should be straight, easy swap out there. I need to figure out a way to grab it from inside the box. Remove this, that, and that. Probably some D-rings inside here. I've been forking it from underneath, but that's obviously not going to work when I want to set it on the pickup. So maybe I'll bolt down some D-rings in here, hook some chains to it, and get this bumper pulled off too. Okay, D-rings mounted about 2 foot back from the front. That's so I can mount that air compressor up there and still use those. Got some back here, 2 foot back from the rear. And I went ahead and I mounted one here, here, and there. And I'm working on the other side now. And the main reason for that was there must have been a rack in here. So there was holes every so often. So all I have to do is drill the second hole for the D-rings. It's slightly overkill, but it's always nice to have somewhere to tie things off inside of one of these boxes. So get the last of these bolts in, get some chains over these, and get ready to set the box on the pickup. B&W ball's off, all the wiring sorted out. I still need to go up and cut the running boards off. Just wrap some Gorilla tape around there so I had a nice straight edge. Chop them off with the Sawzall. Turned out all right. So now let's get hooked onto that and see if we can get it set on here. You guys tell me when to stop. I got it squared up on there. I got first bolts in the front, both sides. They turned out all right. The rear is just short of being able to bolt in through here. You can see this old bolt hanging down here, which makes me think that I'm missing a bracket that did something right in here. I didn't mess with those bolts. Like I said several times, this came off a 18 Chevy, so it should go right on there. But that's all right. I need to do some research, see if I can find some brackets for this rear bumper, or if I'm gonna have to make them. And if I do, then I'll just end up building something that ties this in back here. But I think in the meantime, I am going to bolt it down up here. Then I might run that fuel neck and see if it's gonna be long enough or if I gotta get some hose for it. Excuse me. But for the most part, it's set down on there. So I guess looks pretty good. I'm glad it's on there. So I pulled the air compressor off my skid and I got it wallered around up there in front where I want it. Now I need to mark the holes and pull it back so I can drill them, and then get some bolts dropped down through there. I'll lift it back up with the lift, get some nuts put on that, and then I will have it mounted. I'll still need to run a positive wire up to the battery on the pickup so I can use it to run the electric starter on this compressor. Also, I did get my taillights wired up. They all work like they should. The trailer plug's still up on top of the spare tire mount and the license plate lights. I've got to get a hold of Mastercraft on Monday and see if I can buy the mounts for this rear bumper or the junkyard I got this stuff through. I don't know if they'd still have it or not, but I need to figure out what I'm gonna do there so I can get that rear bumper mounted. But I'm kind of out of parts for it today, hence why I moved on to the compressor. I'm played out. I got the compressor bolted down in there. I still haven't ran the wire for it. I need to run an air line, decide where I'm gonna put that hose reel. I might try to put it in this toolbox back here and have it just stick through the back. But I about had enough for today. Been sitting here in the Jeep just kind of thinking about what I needed to do next, and I think I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. You wanna go for a ride? Sorry, it doesn't work yet. It will this summer though.